A7, top one. And pick up, please.
Yeah, I believe we've got something wrong with this car, mate. It's the worst it's ever been.
He didn't hold back. Lewis Hamilton's voice cut through the team radio like a knife, raw, sharp, and painfully honest. I believe we've got something wrong with this car, mate. There was no hesitation, no careful wording, just the brutal truth from a driver who's seen it all and now feels like he's being dragged backwards. But what if we told you it wasn't just emotion? Behind Hamilton's frustration, behind that defeated tone, lies cold, hard evidence. Leaked telemetry data from the Spanish Grand Prix has surfaced and confirms what Hamilton has been trying to tell Ferrari all season. This isn't just about a bad weekend or a few slow laps. This is a warning sign that Ferrari might be on the verge of wasting one of the greatest drivers in Formula One history. For the first time, we're seeing exactly why he's so angry, because when the numbers match the frustration, you can't call it an overreaction anymore. You have to start asking who stopped listening. This didn't come out of nowhere. The warning signs were already there, hiding in the data from previous races and test sessions. Ever since Hamilton stepped into that red Ferrari suit, the telemetry has been quietly telling a different story, one full of red flags. In Bahrain, in Jeddah, and even in Miami, the same patterns kept showing up. Problems with rear grip, unpredictable braking, and inconsistent balance. Every time Lewis hit the brakes or turned into a corner, the car reacted differently. One lap it would stick, the next it would slide. The engineers saw it. Hamilton felt it. But somehow, it kept getting brushed aside. By the time the team arrived in Barcelona, hopes were cautiously high. Ferrari had rolled out a fresh package of upgrades, changes to the floor, tweaks to the rear wing, and a new setup approach meant to finally give Hamilton a car he could trust. On paper, it looked like a turning point. The simulations were promising, and in qualifying, Hamilton managed a solid P5, just ahead of his teammate and within striking distance of the McLarens. But even then, behind the optimism, something wasn't sitting right. The telemetry still showed strange dips in corner speed, late reactions in throttle response, and braking inconsistencies that didn't match what a car at this level should be doing. It was like putting a fresh coat of paint on a cracked wall. It might look better, but the foundation was still unstable. And Lewis, despite playing it cool in front of the cameras, knew that better than anyone. Then came the real shock. After the race, some of the telemetry data from Barcelona somehow leaked out, giving us a clear, unfiltered look at what was really happening on the track. The numbers didn't lie. They showed exactly what Hamilton had been feeling all along. The car was struggling with serious rear instability. Every time he tried to brake hard, the back of the car would twitch and slide unpredictably. The engine braking was aggressive, making it harder for Lewis to control the car smoothly through corners. On top of that, there were strange downshifts that just didn't feel right, disrupting his rhythm and making the car even more difficult to handle. When we compare Hamilton's data to that of his teammate Charles Leclerc, the gap becomes even clearer. Leclerc's telemetry showed smoother lines through the critical corners, faster acceleration out of the turns, and better overall balance. In some braking zones, Hamilton was losing nearly 0.4 of a second, a massive difference in Formula One terms. The telemetry also revealed that Hamilton's car was suffering from higher understeer, meaning the front tyres weren't gripping as well as they should, making it tough for him to steer precisely. This leak wasn't just numbers on a screen, it was the evidence that backed up Lewis's frustration. The data proved that the car wasn't just difficult, it was fundamentally flawed in ways no driver could easily overcome. That raw frustration you heard on the team radio, Lewis saying, "I believe we've got something wrong with this car, mate," wasn't just empty words. The leaked telemetry data gave us the proof behind that anger. Every twitch and slide Hamilton described matched perfectly with what the numbers showed. When he talked about feeling a dead rear, that wasn't just a feeling or a guess. The data confirmed the rear of the car was unstable, losing grip in ways that made handling unpredictable and exhausting. Every lap he fought to keep the car under control, but the problem was baked deep into the car's setup. This wasn't some overreaction or drama for the cameras. It was the truth, backed by cold, hard facts. For a driver like Hamilton, known for his calm and calculated approach, to sound this angry means something serious is going on. The telemetry data wasn't just backing up his words, it was validating every bit of frustration he let out. That makes his fury even more understandable, because it wasn't just a bad day or a few technical glitches. It was a clear sign the car wasn't giving him the tools he needed to fight. The team's reaction to all this was puzzling. Despite the clear warning signs in the telemetry data, they seemed to overlook or downplay the problems Hamilton was facing. Instead of urgently fixing what was broken, their strategy decisions during the race added fuel to the fire. One of the biggest moments came when the pit wall called Hamilton to swap positions with Leclerc. It wasn't just a routine move, it was a sign the team didn't fully trust Hamilton's pace or the feedback he was giving about the car. Then there was the tense radio exchange about a possible gearbox problem. Hamilton was sharp and frustrated, telling the engineers the issue wasn't as serious as they feared, but the confusion and back and forth only made things worse. All of this stemmed from the fact that the telemetry data, which clearly showed the car's weaknesses, was being ignored or misunderstood. That created a real communication breakdown between Hamilton and the team. The trust that once existed started to erode, leaving Hamilton feeling more isolated. When the numbers don't match the team's decisions, a driver loses faith, not just in the car, but in the people who are supposed to support him. For someone like Lewis Hamilton, who's built his career on strong teamwork and clear communication, that kind of disconnect is a serious problem. This wasn't the first time we've seen signs of trouble between Hamilton and Ferrari. Earlier in the season, moments in Miami and Monaco already hinted at miscommunication and tension. Hamilton's frustration was clear even then. Sharp comments over the radio, awkward silences, and missed chances to connect. Now, with the leaked telemetry data backing up what he's been saying all along, it becomes obvious these problems run deeper than just one race or weekend. It makes you wonder, does Ferrari really trust its own data? More importantly, do they trust what their driver is telling them? The leak itself feels like a symptom of a team struggling from the inside. When important information meant to help the car and driver gets leaked out like this, it shows cracks beneath the surface. It's as if the team's internal balance is as unstable as the car Hamilton's been driving. This isn't just about numbers or strategy calls. It's about whether Ferrari can rebuild trust between the garage and the cockpit before it's too late. Looking ahead to the next race in Canada, Ferrari has promised some upgrades to the telemetry systems and car setup that should help fix the problems Hamilton has been facing. Everyone is hoping these changes actually show up on track and make a real difference, but there's no guarantee. What's even more worrying is the psychological toll this situation is taking on Lewis. When a driver starts doubting the team's decisions and feels like their concerns aren't being heard, it's not just about performance anymore, it becomes a mental battle. If this tension continues to grow, there's a real risk it could spill into public disagreements, making things even harder for everyone involved. Right now, the future of Ferrari's season might depend entirely on how the team reacts to this leaked data and whether they can rebuild trust with Hamilton. If they get it right, there's still a chance to turn things around. But if they don't, this could mark the beginning of a long, difficult downhill struggle that affects not just the results, but the heart of the team itself. Now that you've seen the leaked telemetry data and heard how it matches everything Hamilton has been saying, what do you think? Do these figures prove he was right all along about the car's problems? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to stay updated, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be bringing you detailed analysis straight from the Canadian Grand Prix, so don't miss out on what could be the next big chapter in this story. Stay tuned!